Hello, SC Paints family. Welcome to 2026. I wouldn't want you to be ignorant of the things that will be happening this year, especially in the paint and coating industry. A lot of things will be changing this year. There will be some changes, some things will remain, but there are some changes that will be happening this year. And in this video, I'm going to reveal all of those things to you. Not only that, I'm going to share with you where the opportunities lie in the paint industry this year. So if you want to cash out massively this year, then you need to watch this video from the beginning to the end. I'll be unveiling to you where the opportunities lie, the things that you should capitalize on this year, all right? The things you need to do, where you need to channel your energy, the things you need to leverage this year to cash out big time. 2026 is different from other years, and a lot of things will be happening this year. I think this year, our paint manufacturers will make more money. Local paint manufacturers will make more money this year than ever. That's why it is important that you pay attention to this video, right? This is research based. I've gone deeply into the year from the beginning to the ending to know what will be happening this year. And I'll be revealing everything, at least the important ones, to you in this video, all right? So here are the trends in the paint industry for 2026. Number one, construction will continue to drive demand. Construction will continue to drive demand. What this means is that, first of all, you need to know that Africa has one of the highest housing deficits in the world, meaning that more buildings need to be built in Africa. Nigeria alone needs over 20 million housing units. Please pay attention to these statistics. Nigeria alone needs over 20 million housing units. Now, housing units is different from building in general, right? Housing unit is where people will live in. It is different from religious buildings. It is different from commercial buildings. It is different from schools and all of those kind of buildings. And so more schools will be built, of course, more commercial buildings will be built, more religious buildings will be built, and then we are talking about more 20 million housing units, all right, that needs to be built in Nigeria. And so the more constructions take place, the higher the demand for paint. And apart from that, the buildings that are already built we need renovation. People renovate every day. So in 2026, the demand for paint is not slowing down. It is going to increase. In 2026, the demand is going to increase. You know, when I started my brand in 2023, 4th of November, all right, so it was already, we were already entering 2024. Just November, 4th of November, just 2 months before we entered 2024. 2024 was when we started fully, getting customers. So in 2025, after the end of 2025, I did evaluation of our performance for 2025, and I discovered we did 4 times better than we did in 2024. That is to tell you that paint demand is increasing every year, especially for local manufacturers. I'm going to give you the reason why I've repeatedly said local manufacturers will make more money this year, all right? So we performed 4 times better than we did in 2024. This year, chances are we'll do even more, 10 times even more, all right? 10 times better and more, 10 times better and more, nothing less than that, because of what I've seen already in this year. And so I'll be unveiling all of those things for you. So construction will drive demand. So more buildings will be built. The buildings that exist will still be renovated, all right? So paint is not slowing down. The demand for paint in 2026 is not slowing down. It is going to increase even more. That is the first thing you need to know about the trend for 2026 in the paint and coating industry. Secondly, there is a shift from imported paint to local manufacturing. Now this is where I will now have to explain those things for you. There is a shift from imported paints to local manufacturing. Now, contractors now prefer locally made paints for many reasons. One of the reasons is because of high import duties. Now, if you are into import and export, you will know that importing things to Nigeria, you have to pay a whole lot of things, and there are other reasons, border challenges and everything. So, people do these things here, good quality paint here. So why bother to, contractors are now focusing on locally made paint. Apart from the challenge, the border challenge and the high import duties, another reason why they are now focusing on locally made paint is because of availability. Someone can tell you right now as a producer, I need 100 drums of paint. Out of that 100 drums, 10 should be brilliant white, another 10 off-white, another 13 should be blue, 15 should be pink, and all of that. And within one day, you'll be able to produce all of these 100 drums of paint just the way they demanded for it. So if this thing can be readily available, why wait for something that will take maybe 2 weeks or so before it arrives in Nigeria? You get it now. So contractors are now focusing on locally made paint. They are now patronizing locally made paint because of availability, right? Not only because of the border challenge and the high import duties, but because of availability. And another reason is the fact that local producers are now beginning to make climate-friendly paints. In Nigeria, the weather is something else. Buildings here experience mold, algae, and a whole lot of things. And many local manufacturers have figured out the solution for these things, and contractors love it. And so, in 2026, local manufacturers will beat exporters. Write it down. In 2026, local manufacturers will beat exporters when it comes to the paint and coating industry. You need to know this. Number 3, about the trend in the paint and coating industry, quality awareness is increasing. The world is changing with technology and a whole lot of things. People are no longer ignorant. Should it be, I think it should be on the 27th, 28th of December. December, my God, the demand for paint this last December was so high, December 2025. So I never had time for myself, So one of those days, it should be between 26th to 27th, a client called me to renovate their office. Is a dance academy, something like that. And when I went there, we were now discussing on the color that he wanted. All right. So the thing I taught you about creating a sample with your phone, painting a building with your phone as a sample for your client. I taught something like that. I will share the link in this video in case you've not seen it, in case you've not watched it. All right, you can now paint an entire building with your phone, so that you can show your client, so this is how your building will look like when I'm done. Now, many people, this is AI era, right? Artificial intelligence. Many clients are highly skilled in these things. So when I went there, the guy just snapped the studio and did something with AI and told me this is how I want it. I want green to be somewhere here, and then he did it with his phone. He didn't do it correctly. I had to do it, I had to prompt it by myself because it's something I have been doing before. All right, so he just tried to do it, but that shows that people are no longer ignorant. All right, people are now increasing in knowledge and in skill, and you have to beat them because you are the one actually that is operating in the industry. You have to beat them when it comes to anything concerning paint. So quality awareness is rising. People are now researching about paint, good quality paint. They now ask a whole lot of questions. People are now asking questions like how many square meters will your paint cover? Imagine someone asks you that question. How are you going to answer it? Do you know the answer? Let's do a little practical here. Some of you don't even know how to measure, how to get your square meter. So how to get your square meter? You measure the length and the width in meters, and then you multiply the two. Let's be practical. So let's assume that first of all, someone wants to know how many square meters your paint will cover. You know, there are different grades of paint. The higher paint is going to cover more than the lower grade, right? So you need to know how many square meters your lower grade of paint can cover, how many square meters your highest paint can cover in emulsion, in matte, and in satin. So let's say your least grade now can paint one room, 10 by 10 room or 12 by 12 room. Assuming it is 10 by 10 room, that's what your paint, your lowest grade of paint can cover. So after you've painted that room, you need to take the square meter of that room. Supposing that this is one part of the wall, right? You know, a room has 4 walls, right? Some windows, but then let's just assume that all the walls are the same size. Just for this practical, this is a practical session now. Let's assume that this is one part of the wall. So this is the length, this is the width. So you measure the length. Okay, let me take from here to here. So I have 0.8. I have 0.8. This is 80. Now you need to learn how to read the measurement tape, and there is now a digital tape. All right, mine is in the office. This is our studio where I make videos and all of that. So this is 80. Down here, the tape is divided into 2, right? There is a line that divides the upper measurement and the down, the upper numbers and the down numbers. The up is for inches and for feet, right? For foot, the down is for centimeter, meter, and all of that. So when you see 10 here, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. This 100 is 1 meter. But what I measured here from here to here was 80, which is 0.8, right? So 100 is 1 meter. 100 is 1 meter. So supposing you've measured the length of the room from the ceiling to where the tiles end, and it gives you, let's say, 3 meter. It gives you 3 meter. 3 meter is 300. This is 300. This is 3 meter. So if you measure from up and down and it gives you 3 meter, or it gives you some, will give you 2.270. 270 means 2.7. Right? So you write it down. That is the length of that particular wall, one part of the wall, right? It gave you 300, which is 3 meter. 3 meter, you write it down. Then you measure the width. This is the width, right? The width of a building may give you may also give you 3 meter. It depends, all right? It may give you 2.something, it may give you 3 meter, it may give you even more than 3 meter too. So let's assume that the length and the width. I have to check something here. For a space that is 10 feet, right, it is 3.5 meter, but let's just assume, let's just say 3 meter, right? Let's just say 3 meter. Just measure the length and the width. If the length gives you, say 2.7, you write 2.7. If it gives you 3 meters, you write 3 meters. Some buildings are really high from the ceiling top to the ties. Some are high, some are low. So some can give you 2.6, some can give you 2.7, and then you measure the width. The width may give you 3 meters. And so whatever it gives you, you write it down. The length, which is the height, gave you 3 meters. The width gave you 3 meters. What that means is that to get the square meter, you multiply the two figures you got. The length 3, the width 3, which is 3 times 3. That will give you the area or the square meter. So 3 times 3 is 9, meaning that that particular wall, the square meter for that particular wall is 9. So that wall is 9 square meter. Do you understand? If it is 2.7 by 3, you do the multiplication. 2.7 times 3, whatever it gives you, that is the square meter. All right. So by the time you measure this wall, you measure this wall, you measure this wall, you measure this wall. So this wall gave you 9 square meter. This one gave you 9 square meter. 9 plus 9 is 18. Another one gave you 9 square meter or 8 square meter. 18 plus 8, that is 26 square meter. And then the last wall gave you maybe another 9 square meter again. 26 plus 9, that is 35. So it means that the entire room is 35 square meter. If you did not understand what I've just explained right now, just go and take your tape, do the measurement, you will get it. So it means that one bucket of your paint, your least grade, can cover 35 square meters. The reason is because awareness is rising. You should be able to answer questions. When clients ask you questions, you should be able to answer. So get these things right. So people are asking questions like, how many square meters will your paint cover? People are asking questions like, is this paint washable? People are asking questions like, is it mold resistant? So quality awareness is rising. People are no longer ignorant of these things. So you need to know in 2026 so that you will prepare yourself, educate yourself, and equip yourself with the necessary information and knowledge to educate your clients on. All right. So quality awareness is rising. It's raining right now. That's number what? Number 3. Number 4. Climate specific paints will win in 2026. Climate specific paints will win. Paints that can address algae issues. You paint your exteriors, and the next thing is already developing this green algae on the wall. So climate resistant paints will win. I'll have to increase my voice now because it is raining, right? So paints that can fight and resist the weather, especially for exteriors rather, and for interiors, paints that can fight molds in interiors. Those molds, those brownish things, those kind of paints will win in 2026. So you should know these things. I've mentioned 4 things. Number 1 about the trends in 2026 is that construction will drive demand. More buildings will be built. There is need for more buildings and housing units. All right. So that is to say, real estate development, religious buildings, schools, residential buildings, and a whole lot that will be built this year. These things will drive demand. Schools and all of that, and the existing buildings will also be renovated, so demand is not slowing down. Number 2, I've said that there is a shift from imported paints to local manufacturing, to locally made paints. There is a shift. So local manufacturers will beat importers this year. I've said quality awareness is rising. Clients and the ordinary people are now knowledgeable with the aid of AI on what a good paint should look like. So you as a seller should even be ahead of them so that you can educate them even more, right? I gave you an instance about someone who already used AI to prompt to get what he wanted, but he was getting a little different result. I had to prompt it with my phone to get perfectly what he needed, what he wanted, because I'm ahead in technology, right? So, and then not just the technological aspect of it, we are saying that quality awareness is rising. People now understand what a quality paint should look like. It's not just about it doesn't dust. People are now asking, is this paint mold resistant? Is this paint, what is the square meter? What square meter can your paint cover? And questions like that, right? Quality awareness is rising, and it will rise even more in 2026. And number 4, I said climate-specific paint will win in 2026. Now, having said all of this, where do you come in? Where are the opportunities for paint manufacturers in 2026? What are the opportunities that you can bank on, that you can leverage? Where can you channel your energy to ensure you cash out more in this year, 2026? What can you do? How can you position yourself? Where should you focus your attention? Now, before I get into that, this is the point where you get to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do that. All right, I'm going to leave the screen right now for 3 minutes and come back in 3 minutes so that you can subscribe to our channel. Please go ahead and subscribe right now. Go and subscribe right now. I'm leaving you. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, yeah, it's 3 minutes. Oh, it's 2 minutes. But let's continue because of time. All right, so here are the opportunities for paint manufacturers in Nigeria and in Africa. Nigeria and Africa. Number 1, mid-tier paint is the gold mine. Mid-tier paint is the gold mine, whether it's tier, tire, whatever. So what that means is that people are now looking for paints that are really good, high quality paint that is not too expensive. Now, they've already realized that cheap paints do not perform well. There was a school my company was supposed to paint in 2024. Early 2024, sorry, mid 2024. At that time, paint was still sold at 10,000 for normal standard paint, but then high quality paint from 15,000. Matte was sold at 20,000. thereabout. And so we were to paint the exterior of a particular big school. So I told them they were complaining about money. So I said, let's do executive emotion and produce it to be close to math, since it is exterior, so it will last you a long time. Let's not go for the one of 10,000. And they agreed. When it was time, they said they want to go for the one of 10,000. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't do something that after 6 months, the whole thing has faded and people are asking who did this, and it's associated with my company. I can't do that. So I left the job. So they went out to buy paint of 10,000 naira. She used her teachers to paint the school. After not even up to 6 months, the whole paint faded, right? So many people have come to realize that cheap paints are bad. They don't perform well. But yet they can't still afford premium paint. Many people, most people in Nigeria and Africa cannot afford premium paint. Only the elite and a few people can afford premium paint. But in the market, you have more market for the average and low-class people. So these people have realized that cheap paints do not perform well. But then they can't still afford premium paint. So they are willing to buy something affordable. It's not too expensive, even if it's not totally cheap. But it is not too expensive. However, this paint is really, really good. It is high quality paint, it is durable, it can last long, it is not too cheap, and it is not too expensive. That is mid-tier paint, and that is the gold mine for 2026. So if you can position your paint, of course this is your winning strategy for 2026. This is your winning strategy. Position your paint, start talking about your paint as something that is more quality than those cheap paints. Start educating people, or your audience, your customers, about coverage, about quality. Start educating them about quality, about durability. Educate them about these things and let them know that your paints have these things. Your paint is durable, your paint is of high quality, right? So something in between the middle. That doesn't mean that you will not have premium paint. Of course, you have premium paint for the elite and all of that, but then you should focus your energy on mid-tier paint. All right, that's one area you need to look into. That's where the opportunity lies for 2026. All right, because people don't want to be repainting every six months due to the cheap paint that they are used to. So they want something better but not too expensive. All right. Secondly, a minute. Secondly, weather-resistant paint, especially for exteriors, will sell massively this year. Weather-resistant paint for exteriors. So while you do all your normal paint, you should also formulate different paint, as a particular kind of paint. You need to formulate a particular kind of paint where you include mold and water resistant chemicals in it. All right, they sell, where they sell paint chemicals, they also say there is a chemical they sell that is water resistant, mold and water resistant. They sell it mold and water resistant. You can add it to your paint and it is going to prevent the molds and of course the water that causes the mold to appear, on the wall. So you should have a special kind of paint like that where you include this chemical that has this chemical in it. All right. You also need to have antifungi added to that paint to fight algae. So when if you have this kind of paint and you market it, it is going to sell a lot in 2026. It's going to sell a lot in 2026. People are already becoming aware of these things. So they are going to be going out there to look for paint that is weather resistant. So you should have it already, and instead of them going out to look for it, you should be the one educating them and letting them know that I have it. Oh, see, I have it. Oh. People already becoming aware of it. So they should not take you by surprise. That's why I'm making this video on time, so that you will know, right? At least we are still in January. Okay, so number 3, constant improvement. In 2026, focus on improving your paint constantly. Customers should not be complaining about your paint. No, they shouldn't be complaining about your paint. Make sure that you work on your paint so well that you reduce to the barest minimum complaints and bad remarks about your paint. People that produce good quality paint are going to win in 2026. If customers are not complaining about your paint and you are satisfying your customers, you are going to get a whole lot of referrals in 2026. So make sure you keep improving your paint to be better and better and better and better. Ensure that your paint customers will not complain so much about them. This is really, really important if you want to cash out in 2026. All right, people are already knowing what good paint should look like. It's quite funny. Some of you are not even there. Customers have gone ahead of you. So you need to sit down and work on yourself, work on your paint. People already know what a good paint should look like. ChatGPT is there. They will just open their phone and type, what should a good paint look like? How does a good paint? They will come and be asking you questions that you don't even know the answer. So you need to get yourself prepared. You need to improve yourself. You need to be aware of a lot of things in this industry. You need to do a whole lot of research upon research and equip yourself and improve your paint. Okay? So improve your paint constantly in 2026 so that you will not lose your customers. And then number 4, institutional and bulk buyers. Do you know that one mega deal can equal months of retailing? So every day you are selling 5 buckets, 3 buckets, 2, 10, they're about 15. But then there are some deals that when you hit them, I think someone last month, one day supplied 300 buckets of paint in one day. Supplied 300 buckets of paint. Man, massive. Massive. So this is where the opportunity for 2026 lies. Strive to secure deals of that level. Try to secure deals of that sort. Mega deals. Partner with real estate developers, schools, churches, local government. Don't be afraid of going out there to secure this and close this. Don't be afraid of going out there. Banks are there, the kind of environment that can secure you mega deals. Don't be afraid of going there to close those deals. Don't be afraid of penetrating places. Don't be afraid of knocking big doors. If you want to cash out big time in 2026, you need to have the courage to go out there and sell yourself out. You are not going to beg money. You are presenting value, something good that they need. Right? So don't be afraid of going out there to put yourself in the face of people. Don't be afraid of knocking doors. Go to local government. Go to high institutions and organizations or whatever you know that have what it takes to patronize you in volume. Go there and secure those deals. Focus on those kind of deals in 2026 without neglecting the little ones, right? Don't neglect the little ones, but then focus on securing deals of mega size. All right? So in 2026, bulk and institutional buyers, bulk buyers, people that buy in bulk, people that can buy in bulk, right? Institutions, bulk buyers, real estate developers, schools, mega big schools, and all of that, big hotels. Don't be afraid of going to those places. Now, I've told you, for this kind of place, what you use to win them is a brochure, magazine kind of. You can also use word of marketing to close those kind of deals, but you don't go there with one kind of cheap black and white flyer. No. Right? So a brochure magazine like kind of content will help you to secure those kind of deals. If you can't afford that, you can go comfortably and confidently. You dress properly, you go out there, go to those big hotels, meet the managers, sit down comfortably and boldly and talk business. Close those deals, man. This is 2026. This is 2026. Go there and close those deals and secure the millions into your bag. Lastly, you need to position yourself as an authority in this industry. In 2026, position yourself as an authority, not one local producer. I've told you these things many times. You are not a local producer, man. Position yourself as an authority. What do authorities do? Right? What makes you an authority is your level of awareness in this industry. How you educate people about the paint. Start educating people about paint. Start making videos talking about paint, what makes a good paint, what makes a bad paint, how people can choose the best color for dining, for rooms, for this. Educate them. Talk. Position yourself now, but I beg you. All right, become an authority in 2026. Become an authority in 2026. What did I say are the opportunities in 2026 in this industry? I said mid-tier paint, right? That is the gold mine. Mid-tier paint that is not too expensive, it's not too cheap, but is high quality. People are looking for those kind of paints right now. Weather-resistant paint, especially for exteriors. Paints that fight algae, paint that fight molds, and all of that. Paints that fight the weather, the hot weather. They can stay for a very long time, right? Go and figure out how to produce those kind of paints. Of course, you should know already. High premium. In your manual, you see how to produce premium emulsion, right? And premium satin, even matte, premium matte. The thing is there. The only thing you are adding right now to make it weather resistant is the water seal and mold and water resistant chemical, right? And of course, the antifungal. Okay, so weather resistant paint, I've talked about constant improvement for your product and of course on yourself too. I've talked about constant improvement. I talked about bulk buyers and institutional and bulk buyers going out there to secure big and mega deals. In 2026, the opportunities are in those areas without you neglecting the small, the normal, regular day-to-day demand, right? And then number 5, I said position yourself as an authority in 2026. Position yourself as an authority in 2026. Come out here, make videos like this, educate people about paint, educate your audience, and post them back to back in 2026. Don't say we sell paint. Say we inspect sites, we solve paint problems and all of that. Position yourself as an authority. Brand yourself very well. Buy print t-shirts, print polo, and all of those things where your brand, you are branded, so that people will respect you and begin to do business with you at a higher scale. So let's recap everything. The trends for 2026. Construction will drive demand. There is a shift from imported paints to local manufacturing. Quality awareness is on the rise. Climate-specific paint will win. And the opportunities. Mid-tier paint is the gold mine. Right? Mid-tier paint is the gold mine. And secondly, I seem to have forgotten the second thing that I said. Somebody help me. Can you remind me? Mid-tier paint is the gold mine, weather resistant paint, right? Especially for exteriors, weather resistant paint, that's the second one. Then constant improvement, that's the third one. The fourth one is bulk and institutional buyers, and the fifth one, position yourself as an authority this year, and you are going to win this year more than you did in 2025. Of course, my name is Sonny Chibueze, CEO SC Paint, and this is for all my students. I do not want a situation where only a few of us are winning. Let everybody win. The sky is too big. Let everybody win. We are not going to collide. Let everybody win. We are not going to collide. Let everybody win. We are not going to collide. And I pray for you that in 2026, by the end of 2026, you will have remarkable results and testimonies. All right, go out there and succeed. God bless you. Amen.